We are united, united, united.
Good morning, Usana. Welcome to our participant to special meeting today on Usana secret. Then we have the important sequence. Another sequence is a recognition after Keng training. Are you ready for this training?
Yes.
If you're ready, please give your big hand to our Executive Vice President.
Thank you, Keng. You're speaking English very well, so next time you will speak in English and I'll translate into Thai. Welcome. And do you like to sit further in front? You don't have to be so far away. Then you can hear everything, right? You're being shy. Come on, let's go up in front. And we can be, yeah, that's it. Right, thank you very much.
Very simple to be a millionaire.
Yeah, okay. Right, so now tonight I'm going to spend about an hour and I'm going to go through something called the Usana secret. And this is particularly useful for those of you who are going out to talk to your friends and introduce them to Usana, right? And you tell them, and you're going to meet friends who say, another MLM company. Aren't they all the same? Have you had that experience? Aren't they all the same? Everybody say that their number one product very good. Everybody say that they can make money. It's the same. I've heard that so many times before, and sometimes you wonder how you're going to explain. And I'm going to show you why Usana is in fact a very different network marketing company. And hopefully at the end of today, you not only feel yourself to be so much more confident when you talk to people about Usana, but you also learn a few facts that you can share with them. And they are able to see why in fact Usana is in fact a very different type of MLM company. And we are definitely a very special company just from the results that we have. Usana is founded 23 years ago. And the special thing about Usana is that over the last 23 years, we have maintained a fantastic track record of growth in our sales, in our profit, and it is something that is very rare in this industry. If you have been tracking this industry and if you see how different companies come, the more common thing about the network marketing industry is that a company comes into a new company come in, the first 3 to 6 years they experience fantastic growth because everybody say, wow, new company, exciting, and then after the 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, you don't see them growing quite so much, and then by the 6, 7, 8 year they disappear. And you don't hear them anymore, and nobody joins them anymore. And then when people talk about their name, you say, really? I thought they were already gone. And that's very common. 90% of network marketing companies fail within the first 6, 7 years of their opening. Yes, they can have a great result for the boom for the first year. So this boom and bust is very, very common. But Usana 23 years already, and for the last 10 years, in fact, we still continue to grow. In fact, this slide needs to be updated. Last 10 years, we continue to achieve growth. And then, not only that, we are widely recognized by even our competitors. Many of our competitors show great respect to Usana, and they always wish, wow, I wish I could have the kind of record that Usana is having, continue to grow after 23 years. This year, we are forecasted to reach 800 million US dollar in sales. When I joined Usana 12 years ago, that year we ended our sales 132 million. This year we are going to be 890 million sales. Fantastic kind of growth, right? And what I want to also share with you, and what makes me so proud, and I hope it makes you very proud too, is that Usana achieved this fantastic track record of continuing growing without what other companies do. There are some companies who grow a lot, but how do they grow? They grow by, number one, opening many new countries. Right? You hear that, wow, new countries. And then some companies, within 5 years, they already open up 30 countries. In Usana, we are 23 years and we are only in 20 countries, including Indonesia, which we just opened last month. So we are very slow and steady in opening. So our growth is not due to, wow, we keep opening new countries, that's why we are growing. Because if you grow by that, one day you'll finish, right? No more countries to open, right? There are some companies who are already, some MLM companies, they are already in 60, 70 countries. Usana only 20, right? The other thing I like very special about Usana is we don't have that many products. There are somebody who grows by introducing new product. Every month they got new products coming out. Wow! And then they have hundreds of products that they sell. And they grow because of that. Usana, after 23 years, if you go to even the US, which has the most number of products is like 30, 40 products. And people have so few products only. And that's good for us because that means that our growth are real organic growth. Due to customers who take our products, they like it, they recommend other customers, and then we build, not due to keep opening new countries, but every country continue to grow. And that's why I like about this, and that's why it's a very, very successful company. Thailand, the same. This year, we're going to grow from last year more than, lots more. And next year, we'll be growing a lots more again, and we'll continue to grow. Not it's like boom for the first few years and then die away. So that's the kind of company that you're with. The thing is, how do we do that? What's the secret? Why are so few network marketing companies, MLM companies, able to achieve what Usana is achieving, which is building and growing year after year for so long without dropping out? What is the Usana secret? Do we know something that other MLM companies do not know? And that's what we want to share with you today. Hopefully you can see how special this company is going to be for you to do that, right? So, in order to understand this, I'm going to introduce you to my friend. His name is called Kung Fu Panda. I hope he's your friend too. Do you know Kung Fu Panda personally? Have you watched? How many people have watched the Kung Fu Panda movie? Only 3 of you never watch movie. You're too busy doing Usana business. You never watch Kung Fu. So for those 3 who haven't watched Kung Fu Panda, let me tell you a little bit about Kung Fu Panda, because it is very much in, you can appreciate that. And it's a good story to tell too. Now Kung Fu Panda is when he grows up, since he grows up as a child, he always dreamed he wants to be a Kung Fu master. Right? So he wants to be, that's his dream. Unfortunately, he's fat, he's clumsy, and he likes to eat so much. So how can you be a Kung Fu master when you're fat and clumsy, right? So, story goes that one day by accident he got into the Kung Fu school and said, oh, this is my opportunity to learn. So he started, but he was really badly beaten up because, he's not ready, right? He's not ready. So one day after trying so hard and being beaten up and really defeated, he went back to his father's house. His Kung Fu Panda's father is a duck. Don't ask me why Panda's father is a duck, okay? If you want to know why, you have to go watch Kung Fu Panda 2. The sequel. I don't have time to tell you the sequel because tonight we talk Usana, not Kung Fu Panda, right? So just telling you the brief story. So when he goes back to the father and he tells his father, I was beaten up again. The father said, you see, I told you, you're not meant to be a Kung Fu master, so don't forget about your dream. Since young, you've been following me, and this duck sells noodle, not only a duck, but a duck who sells noodle. Sells the best noodle in the country. So he says, if you follow me, you've been learning from me and you know how it goes. So just be a noodle seller. Don't be so crazy. Be a Kung Fu master. Be a noodle seller. After I already taught you everything, you can make the best noodle in the country. You can be rich. And then Kung Fu Panda tell the father,
That's not true. That's not true, Father. Because even though I learned from you all these years, follow and watch how you do, every time I cook the noodle is never as good as your noodle. Because there's a secret recipe, secret ingredient you never teach me. See, Chinese, I always like that. Kung Fu master also like that. They teach everything except one they don't teach, right? So you can never beat the master, right? Very selfish, right? So yeah, that's why, Father, you never teach me that. And then the father told him something that he never forget. The father said, I've already taught you everything. You see me do it. Everything that I put in the noodle, you exactly know. The reason why your noodle never tastes as good as mine is because you don't have the confidence. You don't have your own self-confidence. You always think you can't do it, so you can't do it. Does that make sense? So Kung Fu Panda learned that lesson. He said, oh, if I have confidence, I will succeed. So he picked up his courage, went back to the Kung Fu school, and this time he's going to really learn. So to cut the long story short, he then learned seriously, and then he started becoming very good. And the best student of the Kung Fu school, the reward is that they there's a dragon scroll that's hanging from the top of the ceiling of the Kung Fu school. Whoever is the best student in the Kung Fu school get to take that dragon scroll. And when you open up the dragon scroll, inside the dragon scroll will be the one Kung Fu move. If you learn that, nobody can beat you. So that's the dream every Kung Fu student wants. So one day, Kung Fu Panda defeated everyone, and he got the right to the dragon scroll. And when he took down the dragon scroll and he opened it up, what is inside? What is it? I thought all of you watched Kung Fu Panda, you already forgot. Gee, you were sleeping inside the cinema. So it's a blank piece of paper. Blank, nothing, right? Nothing. And they fought all this heart beating each other up and just to get a blank piece of paper. What's the lesson of the story? There's no secret move. The fact that you fought so hard and become the number one made you the best Kung Fu person. It's not what it's taught, it's the journey that gets you there. Isn't that a nice story? Usana also like that, right? There's no secret thing I can teach you. You know what I'm saying? What do I say to people to recruit them for sure? There's no secret. You have to try, and one day you will learn by yourself, right? So anyway, coming back to why Usana is so secret. The lesson from Kung Fu Panda that I like very much is because to become very good, there's no secret ingredient. There's no secret ingredient in the noodle that makes it the best in the country. There's no secret move in the dragon scroll that makes you the best. As long as you have the self-confidence, then you will be the best in the world. That's the lesson. And here's the lesson that you learn from Usana too. Why is it that no other MLM company can copy Usana? Why is it no MLM company can do 20 over years and continue to grow and grow and grow like what Usana does? So some people say because Usana have the best product. I agree. But did Dr. Wentz put some secret ingredient inside essentials and proflavor so that nobody can copy and nobody knows what it is? So Usana products always very effective, but nobody has the secret ingredient. Is there one? Do you think there is a secret ingredient? No. You know, in every Usana product we put potency guarantee. Right? You know that, right? Every Usana product we chalk potency guarantee. What does potency guarantee mean? It means that every ingredient that we list on the label is exactly what is inside every tablet. No more, no less. That's what potency guarantee means. So every ingredient that is listed on the label is inside every tablet. So, if you are a competitor and you want to do essential as good as Usana, all you need to do is look at the label. Copy. It's no secret. Copy. Right? You wanna do proflavanol? Copy. Everything copy. So there's no secret. Just like Kung Fu Panda, there's no secret in Usana product, right? Or maybe it's not the ingredient. Maybe Dr. Wentz has a special manufacturing process that makes our quality so much better than other people. Nobody know what the secret process is. Hiding behind our factory there. Secret machine maybe. So is there a secret there? No, because Usana follows. Dr. Wentz didn't invent the process. Usana may only follows the good manufacturing practice of pharmaceutical product. So most of the other factory, they follow the food grade product. Dr. Wen said, no, I don't want to follow the food grade production. I want to follow the manufacturing process of pharmaceutical company, which is much more quality check. But the good manufacturing practices of pharmaceutical company is available in a book that you can go and buy and say, okay, this is the manufacturing practice that you require for meeting the good manufacturing practice for pharmaceutical products. So any company that wants to follow our process in Salt Lake City, just buy that book lah. And build your factory accordingly, right? That's what Dr. Wentz did too. So that's the intriguing thing, isn't it? If you think about it, Usana has no secret. So if everybody wants to copy our product, ingredients, just read the label. If you want to do exactly like it is, then follow the manufacturing practice and you got the same product as good as Usana. So why don't anybody copy? Isn't it? Why don't anybody copy? After all, they all know Usana is number one. They should just copy, right? And that's the interesting thing about Usana. No secret, and yes, there's one secret that nobody can copy, and that secret is Dr. Myron Wentz. That's secret because no other company has Dr. Wentz. So I'm hoping tonight you can understand what makes the company that you represent so special. So special. See, here is a magazine that many of us have seen before. It's Network Marketing Today, MLM Insider Magazine. Every year, this is a magazine in the US that is subscribed by people like us that are involved in this industry. And they will have news about MLM and all these things and companies, new products and all these things. But every year, once a year, this magazine will ask its readers, subscribed readers, to send in their vote. Which is your most favorite MLM company? And Usana has been voted number one since 1997. Since 1997 until today, non-stop, every time there's a vote, Usana always come out number one. Okay? But today I'm not talking about that. Today I'm just showing you this picture. And this picture is from the magazine of the cover of 1997. This is the first time that we won. How many years already, Usana, when we won the first time? 5 years old, right? Good. We founded in 1992. And after the 5 years, the first time we were voted number one as an MLM company was 5 years after we were founded. And these are the top 12 companies at that time. And we are number one, but these are the top 12 companies. Enrich, Oxyfresh, Voyagers, Achievers, Viva, Free Life. Many of these companies already disappeared. Don't know where already. I don't know whether you can still find any of them or not, which only proves our point that many MLM companies do not last long. Correct? Many of them. But I'm not here to talk bad about them. This picture illustrates the Usana secret very well. You see, on the front cover, they put the CEO of all these companies at that time. You can see how different Usana is just by looking at the picture. Right? There's only one crazy CEO wearing a lab coat. Isn't it? The rest of them are all business suit and very nice and professional, but there's one crazy guy wearing a lab coat. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Usana difference. It's the secret that nobody can copy, and yet they can copy and nobody can copy. Because Usana is not founded by a business person, it is founded by a scientist. And that's what makes the company you represent so special. Because businessmen think differently. When businessmen starts a business, the motivation, the goal, the objectives are very different. Many MLM companies are started by who? By ex-distributor leader. I don't know whether you know or not. Okay, I've been working this MLM business. I got a group under me of 10,000 people. I might as well start my own company because I bring all these people here. Then I become number one and I earn two-way. I earn as a leader, I earn as a company profit. Very good. Multiple source of income. So you see a lot of the MLM companies, they are started by ex-distributor leader. There are also many companies that are started by ex-staff member, managers, executives of other MLM. So I've been working as the managing director or the senior vice president of certain MLM company, and then why don't I come out and start my own company? After all, I know so many of my leaders. If I come out, they all come over, right? So there are also many other companies that you see that are started by ex-managers or senior executive managers, management team of other MLM companies. Now, when these companies start, when the people founded this company, their primary motivation is to run it like a business to make money. So the motivation is always making profit. The only lab coat crazy guy who doesn't think about making money all the time is Usana. And I want to show you why some of the decisions that we make in Usana is so different and why it's so difficult for other companies to copy us. Now, many of these questions you never ask yourself, so you don't realize how special you are. So I hope that today's will let you think a little bit and then you realize, wow, we are really different, okay? The first question I want to ask you is, if you are a businessman, if you are like one of the other MLM company founder who is basically just in it for the profit, will you, when you start the company, will you build your own factory? See, this is a very interesting question. Very, very few founder of a new company will spend the initial capital to build a factory. Because to build a factory is very expensive, right? You're going to spend millions of dollars to build a factory, right? What would a businessman think? If Dr. Wentz is profit motivated, this is what he will think. He will say, I'm a scientist, I'm a cell expert, I know what is good for the cells in terms of a nutritional supplement, right? So what I'll do is I'll write down the formula that I want and give my formula to a third-party manufacturer factory and say, you just follow all these ingredients and put the label like this and put Usana, and then I buy from you 20,000 bottles and I will sell, right? Yeah, I don't have any capital tied up in building a factory. What if I build a factory and it fails? Who will be so crazy enough to spend? Because when you start a company, you raise capital. And Dr. Wentz raised capital by selling off his share of Gall Laboratory, if those of you who know his history. And he got certain capital, and he could invest in other ways, but he invests millions of it in building his own factory. Highly risky and not what a wise decision will be. Do you agree? Now, what would other companies head businessmen do if they have an initial capital? They will not build a factory. They will use the money to do what? Maybe advertising, right? Maybe rent new office and do very nice so that when the leaders come, wow, they say, wow, very grand office, very nice, right? A lot of MLM company founders, they use the money to buy other companies' leaders over. Now, I don't know whether you realize this or not. A lot of company, I start an MLM company, I want to do fast, earn fast money, so I go and approach another company's leader and say, hey, why don't you come over and bring your entire team? I give you 50,000, 20,000 to help your expenses at the beginning. So they buy over other leaders, right? Those are what businessmen think. Nobody will spend all the money to go and build a factory. Most businessmen will say, if my brand becomes successful one day when I'm doing so much volume, then I build my factory. Why would I build from day one? That's crazy. But why does Dr. Wenz do such crazy thing? Why does only Dr. Wenz will start doing that? Why? Because Dr. Wenz looked and said, none of the third-party factory follow the kind of manufacturing standard that I want. I want my products that have my name to be manufactured to pharmaceutical grade. But most other factories only follow the normal food grade. So if I want to build a business with my name on it, and I want a vision that creates the healthiest family on earth, then I can only trust the quality if I build it myself. So I hope you see the difference in terms of this kind of decision. That I'm not trying to tell you that we are very good, but actually the action shows you how different it is. That's what I hope to do. The decision made by Dr. Wenz, by the top management, really show how different we are. Okay, next question I want to ask you is, if you're a businessman, would you use the best ingredients when nobody understands? It's another interesting question that you know. So take you back 20 over years ago, when Usana first started. At that time, in the 90s, most of the nutritional supplements are basically very basic. Multivitamin, multi-mineral. First thing, very few people add ingredients like alpha-lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10. Customers at that time don't even understand what is this. In fact, you put it in, you make people even more confused and scared. What is this? I'm taking what is alpha-lipoic acid? What is coenzyme Q10? People only want to see vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, calcium. Okay, enough already, right? So why Dr. Wenz add all these things? First thing, confuse customer. Second thing, add the cost, because all these are the expensive ingredients, much more expensive than the basic vitamins, right? So businessmen will say, whatever customer want, we give to them. Whatever they don't understand, please save the money, don't confuse them, right? Isn't it? And that's how businessmen think. But Dr. Wenz, no, he adds, you know that the first product that comes out is the essentials, and essentials in those days, 3 bottles. 3 bottles formed in one box. At that time, all the multivitamin is 1 bottle, 1 tablet a day. Essential come out, 3 bottle, 2 tablet in the morning, 2 tablet in the morning, 1 tablet in the morning. In the evening, 2 tablet, 2. Oh my God, what kind of customer is, what is this? Why take so much? So you can see that Dr. Wenz add all this in, because by adding all these ingredients, you cannot put everything into 1 tablet. If you put everything into 1 tablet, it's like a golf ball, how to swallow. So that's why, and another example I give you is, Dr. Wenz don't use normal mineral salts, he used chelated mineral. So instead of using the normal mineral salt, he used chelated mineral. Chelated mineral is very expensive. And people don't normally understand, even up to today, people also don't really understand what is chelated mineral. So for a businessman, I don't put in all this, nobody wants it anyway. Just put the normal magnesium, normal calcium, don't put chelated, nobody wants it, nobody understands it. Very expensive, right? Another example is vitamin C. Vitamin C, everybody knows. But you see other brands, they use vitamin C, they use a very cheap form of vitamin C, it's called ascorbic acid. But Dr. Wenz said, no, ascorbic acid not good because it is highly soluble. First thing, it's highly acidic. So people who have problem with gastric problem, they can't take very acidic thing. Second thing, normal ascorbic acid, it dissolves in your bloodstream very quickly, and if you don't use it, it's all pass out. It doesn't stay in your body long. So Dr. Wenz used a combination of 4 different ascorbate salts. Potassium ascorbate, magnesium ascorbate, zinc ascorbate, and potassium, magnesium, zinc, and calcium ascorbate. 4 different ascorbate cells combined to make a special blend of vitamin C because that one is not so strong on the stomach and it stays in the bloodstream much longer. Who knows? That's why we call our vitamin C poly C, not just normal C, because in multiple types of. But most people, even today, people don't understand. Why so expensive your vitamin C? Because it's not cheap ascorbic acid. So, Dr. Wen since day one has been very deliberate in choosing even expensive ingredients that are good for the body, even though people don't understand. And make the cost high and the price high. Because his motivation is not making profit. His motivation is creating the healthiest family on earth. That's why even people know our formula, they don't copy. If they copy, their costs become very expensive. And then they say, how to sell? I don't want, I want to make money, isn't it? That's why it's a no secret and yet nobody can copy one, right? I hope you understand that, then you are very confident of why Usana is such a different kind of company. Right? Another question I want to ask you is, would any one company keep improving existing product instead of introducing new products that are in demand? And this is something very interesting. Usana, I told you earlier, after 20 over years, we still have very few products. Every year you go to Salt Lake City, and every distributor goes to Salt Lake City, they hope, wow, this year I have a launch of a new product. And then we have on stage, new product. Come out, what is it? Improved version of Procosa. Huh? That's not new. And that's what Usana does all the time. You see, most of the year you go, is hardly any new product. It's just more improved formula of everything, right? Essential improve, Biomega improve, Fiber G improve, Procosa improve. In my years, I joined Usana for 12 years. In the 12 years, I've seen so many different improvement of products. Almost everything has been improved at least once. That's not what other businessmen will do. You spend so much money doing research, reformulation, doing all these things. Come on, introduce a new product. So let me ask you a thing. What products do you take from Usana?
Essential.
Essential. So if today you take Essential, one bottle, you buy for yourself. If tomorrow I say, new Essential, improved formula, would you now take double? You still take the same, right? So you take Biomega fish oil. Tomorrow I say, Biomega fish oil, new formula, improved. Do you take double? No. So when we introduce new products, when we introduce improved products, we don't generate new sales, additional sales. Correct or not? But we incur a lot of cost. Because every time we introduce new products, you know what we have to do? We have to go around over the world, 20 countries, to the health ministry and submit lots of documents to get it approved by the health ministry. We have to throw away all the old labels, all the old things that we haven't used. We have to change all our website. We have to reprint all our starter kit and all the formula. Everything have to change. All the costs, no extra sales. See, businessmen never think like that. Businessmen, what do? I spend the money and introduce new product, because if today you take Biomega, tomorrow I said, I introduce one aloe vera pill. And then you say, oh, that one also very good. So I take Biomega, I also take Biomega. Then our sales go up, right? And that's why all this business, that's why other companies have many products, because they keep introducing, then they hope that they get new customers. But Dr. Wenz is very crazy, man. He doesn't do things that make sense to profit. So he kept improving the formulation, keep improving the formulation. I can tell you, if you're going to attend the next few conventions, you're likely going to see more new products coming in the form of improved formula. In the form of improved formula. So that's something that, again, is different from other companies. Other companies, they follow the trend. That's how businessmen think. So if today aloe vera is hot, let's come up with our own aloe vera. Tomorrow is mangosteen juice. I also mangosteen. Usana mangosteen, right? Why not? Then acai berry, oh, Usana acai berry. Then everybody will buy. Now Usana also have this, I will buy because everybody talking about it. That's how businessmen think. Follow the trend, get the business, right? Why Dr. Wentz doesn't do that? If I go and tell Dr. Wentz, you pretend you're Dr. Wentz, okay? Dr. Wentz, in Thailand, everybody talk about mangosteen juice. Can you please formulate one Usana mangosteen juice for me? What would Dr. Wentz say? Dr. Wentz will say, first thing Dr. Wentz will say, Keng Hean, why do our cells need mangosteen juice? That's what he will ask. Because to Dr. Wentz, everything he introduced must be scientifically proven to benefit the body in some ways. So if he doesn't understand why mangosteen juice or acai berry juice, why would it help how would it help prevent a lack of nutrition or something, then why are we doing that? And it's not doing that for money. That's why Usana doesn't have a big range of products. All the products that you have in Usana are the products that specifically, scientifically shown to benefit some aspects of your health. And he's very strict and requiring that. Even there are certain literature that shows that this help. He will never introduce it until he can satisfy to himself that this will really work. And that's why Usana rarely introduce new product. We spend a lot of time and effort in our laboratory in thinking about how to improve our products, making it better. Different, right? Okay, then finally, Dr. Wentz only did that. Now, here is another thing that Dr. Wentz, he spends so much of the money working on basic research with different, in fact, the first one, Sanoviv, is Dr. Wentz's own medical institute in Mexico. I don't know whether you've read about it or not. This is something that Dr. Wentz, it is not funded by Usana. He takes his own money to create a medical institute in Mexico. This medical institute, the special thing is that it doesn't treat people with medical pharmaceutical drug. It tries to help the body cell heal itself by using good food. So when you go there, all the water you drink are properly filtered. All the food that you eat during your stay there are organically planted in the hospital ground by itself. You take supplements from Usana. You are taught how to relax, how to meditate, how to exercise, your personal trainer, everything to recover your body of all the damages that your daily life has done. So when you are there, Dr. Wentz said, I spend more money keeping things out of Sanoviv than bringing things in. So it has all the equipment that you see in modern hospital has, but in what modern hospital doesn't have that Sanoviv have, number one, all the electrical wiring are doubly insulated because Dr. Wentz doesn't want any electromagnetic wave. When you go, all the carpet are natural fiber. When you go there, Dr. Wentz say, bring your suitcase, but you got to lock it up. And you wear, during your time there, all you wear is organic cotton uniform. Everybody there wear the same. All the ladies, when you go in there, please keep all your lipstick, perfume, because don't let Dr. Wentz see, otherwise he will throw them away. You are not allowed to use your cell phone and computer except there's one room and there's limited time. The whole thing is, Dr. Wentz is trying to completely create an atmosphere where your body is not being, your cells are not being exposed to additional stresses and toxic substances so that your cells can heal by itself with very good quality food, with very good quality nutritional supplements and not using medicine. That's Sanoviv. So Dr. Wentz spends so much money into this because he wants to learn more. Not because the supplements that we have in Usana are designed to keep you healthy. But Sanoviv have people who have cancer, stroke, serious diseases going there. And Dr. Wentz is trying to see how I can use the nature, the body's natural ability to heal itself, to cure even the most serious diseases. And that's what Sanoviv is designed for. So from Sanoviv, we also tie up with a lot of other institutes in doing basic research on nutrition, on cellular nutrition. Now, this is not what ordinary businessmen will do. You know why? Whatever research that you do with natural substances like vitamin, mineral, all these things, even if you discover something fantastic, you cannot patent it. It's not like drug. You cannot go to the ministry and say, I want to patent vitamin A. Sorry. It's a natural substance. You cannot put a patent on it and copyright that. So when we do things like grapeseed extract, fish oil, all these things, if we discover something, everybody can copy. That's why nobody wants to do a lot of money and research on all these kind of things, because it's nothing that you can spend millions and everybody get the benefit. You can't claim exclusivity. Does that make sense? But Dr. Wenz doesn't care, because all he wants is to understand better how the body reacts, how the cells react to the environment, to good nutrition and all these things. So the benefit for us in Usana is that as Dr. Wenz spends all this money on his own, he learns a lot of things that help improve our products. So some of the new products, the new products that Dr. Wenz introduced recently, there's not an improvement, are things that he learned from Sanoviv. In fact, the latest few products that come out of Usana are mostly to do with the digestive system. So over the last few years, we've introduced probiotic, digestive enzyme, and things like this. Why? It is precisely because many of the discovery that Dr. Wenz found out in Sanoviv has to do with the fact that no matter how good the supplements are, there are lots of people who are not able to absorb it and make use of it. So the first thing that we have to do for a lot of people is to improve their ability, their digestive system, because the digestive system not only is important to absorb the nutrients, it is also the first line of immune defense. So from there, we are introducing these new product, probiotics, enzyme, and all this because of tie-up like this in Sanoviv and in other things that discover that. So we get a lot of benefit. So again, a very different response from a typical businessman. So if you know all these things, we ask you things like, who will start a factory before they even start selling products? Who will put in green ingredients that nobody really even understands and very expensive? Who will spend so much money, keep improving the product instead of going with a trend and introduce new products? Who will spend millions on basic research that you cannot have exclusive on? Usana and Dr. Wenz. And that's why I'm confident, and I hope you are too, not because only Dr. Wenz will do this, our products will remain number one today, will remain number one for the next 20 years, 30 years. And a lot of people ask me this question too. Yeah, you say Usana today is number one. But what about 20 years from now? How can you guarantee Usana is still number one? And the answer is we cannot guarantee. Nobody can give a guarantee 20 years from today. But simply from the fact that Dr. Wenz is what he is and the way that we've been running the business, it gives us the confidence that we will continue to remain number one. While other people chase profit, chase new trend, we are continue to improve our products and we will stay the best for you. And that's a very good comforting thing for us to be. So hopefully you see and be able to answer that Usana is not just another MLM company selling supplements. You agree? Good, I hope you do that. Now, what about the business plan? Now, Saturday I had a session that talked about the special feature of Usana binary plan. I won't go into the detail, but here's an interesting thing why Usana, Dr. Wenz chose the binary plan. And I'm sure you also have questions like this. Some people ask me this before. They say, if Usana product is so good, why you choose direct selling? Why don't you put in the shop and sell? Why Dr. Wenz choose to go MLM? Why don't just sell in the shop? Have you ever wondered? Dr. Wenz tried but cannot sell. Can you imagine, you go to a shop and here are all the different brands of vitamins, okay? Centrum, one bottle, take one pill a day. One a day. Black Moss, every brand is one bottle, take one a day. Here is 3 bottle, take 7 tablets a day. and 3 times as expensive. So the customer go there, I cannot buy one, I have to buy all 3 at once. And I will take so many, how to sell, right? So Dr. Wenz, when he first started, he tried going through the retail store, put the products there. Can it sell? Very expensive, nobody understands why, what is the ingredient, like I said, coenzyme Q10, oh my God, what's that? Nobody wants to buy, so cannot sell. So who buys Usana products when you put in the shop? In fact, Dr. Wen's personal friends. Dr. Wen's friends buy, and they take the products, and hey, very good results. So the other people say, hey, what do you do? How come you are so good? Yeah, I take essential. Where? Yeah, that essential. The one of 3 bottles. Yeah. So what happened? In fact, the only sales that are made are all made through personal recommendations. So one day when Dr. Wenz met one of his friends who understand the direct selling industry, he advised Dr. Wenz, why are you selling to retail? In the shop, nobody's going to recommend your product. You're waiting for your customer to recommend customer. Then why don't you do MLM? Because this is a model where people who use the products have good benefit, have a financial incentive to recommend their friends to take the products too. Then you can expand the business fast. And that's why Dr. Wenz eventually said, yeah, that's true, because if I want to create a world free from disease, a world free from suffering, and I can't wait for the customer to walk by 10 times and nobody buys, and another, why don't I create a system where I reward people for recommending their friends, and they will be going fast. And once we do that, Usana starts to grow very, very fast. Why did Dr. Wenz choose the binary plan? Now, if you have attended my talk on Saturday, the binary plan is not designed to make people millionaires. And that's a whole deal different again. Why do most of the other businessmen who create MLM company choose plans that create millionaires? Because they want to use the example of rich people to stand on stage to attract other people. So when you want to have people become rich very quick and have big checks, then you have to create a plan that rewards people at the top and pay very little to people at the bottom. Does that make sense? Because when you create a system that reward people at the top a lot, then the people have a lot of money, and then they come on stage and they say, I used to be very poor, and then I joined this company and I work hard. You see, after 1 year, you see, I got so much money. Oh, everybody, I also won, right? But if you choose that kind of plan, what happens is that it's not stable. The people make a lot of money at the top because they are superstars. The bottom people all make no money. So after a while, the bottom all collapse and the top also collapse also. So Dr. Wenz chose the binary plan. The binary plan, the strength is that we pay money much more evenly. So we don't create many millionaires. But like I said on Saturday, we create thousands of thousandaires. We don't create millionaire, but we create thousands. Because for every 1 million you pay to one person, you can pay 1,000 to 1,000 people, right? That's very powerful. We are much more evenly spread. So why did Dr. Wenz choose the binary plan? Because Dr. Wenz, his whole idea about doing MLM is, number one, I get people who are satisfied customers to recommend other people. And I want a system where they can quickly get enough commission so that their products are free. I don't care about making them million, but I care about making their products very cheap for them. Because in Dr. Wen's vision, as long as my customers all recommend a few people and their products are all very cheap, then they will stay on the products, and then I can achieve a world free from disease and the healthiest family on earth. If I make a few millionaires, the rest all stop taking products, and it's not what I want anyway. So that's why Dr. Wen started with binary plan and stuck with it. And today, Usana is the #1 binary plan company in the world. We stick to the basic of binary plan, which is to benefit the masses and not to benefit a few people right at the top. So what you have with you, ladies and gentlemen, is a company with no secret, and yet very few people can copy. Because the mentality of thinking of the people at the top of those companies will never be the same as Dr. Wen's. Because their motivation is different right from the beginning. So a last thought to share with you on what this book, I'd like all of you to read this book. This is a book that is written by Dr. Wenz and Dave Wenz. It's called The Healthy Home. They published it I think about 3-4 years ago. And it went to the New York bestseller, New York Times bestseller number 3, I think the highest. Amazing for a new author that nobody has ever heard of. This book is written to tell us what are the dangers in our home to our health. A lot of things that we never really understood that is risky to our health is contained in that book. And it's very interesting because it takes you from, it imagines your home in various parts of it. So your bedroom, your bathroom, your kitchen, your dining room. What are the dangers that you look for in your bedroom? What are the dangers that you look for in your bathroom, etc., so that you can try to avoid that. Sells thousands of copies, right? The thing is that inside the entire book, not even a single mention of Usana. Interesting, isn't it? Here is the author of a book on health that is a perfect opportunity for them to promote your own company, and yet they don't promote a single month. Isn't it? Dr. Wen is a very crazy person. Because he is so worried that if we keep putting Usana in it, then people will say this is a Usana sales tool and then nobody wants to buy. He wants to really benefit people from letting them understand what are the dangers to their health. So he does not mention Usana at all. So will anybody do that? Would a businessman write a book, benefit everybody except his own company? Nobody will do that. Only Dr. Wen will do that, right? So ladies and gentlemen, I hope over this last hour or so, I've illustrated to you why on the surface, Usana might look like another MLM company selling nutritional supplements. But if you really deeply understand the motivation behind it, you will see that this is a company that's so special that you should be so proud to represent and have absolute peace of mind to recommend to your friends, because we are here to help people achieve true health and true wealth. Finally, one secret that I really want to share, and this is nothing that created by Dr. Wen's, but one of the greatest strength that Usana has compared with many other MLM company, one final secret, you know what it is? This is my own interpretation, is you. You know, I've worked in this industry for close to 20 years and I've seen so many different companies all over, you know, big companies, small companies, and can tell you that the Usana distributors are a very, very special group of people. Most of the MLM leaders, the higher they climb, the more nasty they get. Ego, demanding, selfish, one group fighting another group, stealing people here and there, whole day fighting. But Usana has a culture that many people, even leaders from other companies, come and they say, look, I really admire the Usana culture. It's really like a family where everybody help each other. The top leaders are very friendly, willing to share, they're not selfish, and they work across the group. And this is something that is very difficult for us to create, but it's something that we have, over the years, managed to attract people who are very generous and who are very helpful and selfless. So I hope with this additional element, you know, there will really be no company that I can see that will be able to compete with Usana. So I thank you all for joining Usana and help us make the Usana family the specialist and the healthiest family on earth. So thank you very much.